Hey, miles on
Not perfect, are we?
and he gave me a rainbow.
Oh, rainbow,
And
okay.
he drank part of it, he says, here, you put your big stuff, drink this. And he drank it like it was no problem.
Good.
I couldn't drink it.
Right.
Why would you drink this?
Are we?
So I just never liked it.
Yeah.
So is it at least recorded?
Yeah.
My Bailey thing
Hit
was,
you before you sit down.
You're right.
Perfect. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
which is like a 90
This is
degree
gonna be somewhat of a new one.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to approve today's agenda?
I will move to approve today's agenda.
I will second it, so I will call for a vote.
Bullseye.
Seaman, aye. Okay, can I ask about the minutes?
I
Read them?
I read them, I found nothing that caught my eye, so they look good to me. I would move to approve the minutes.
Okay, I'll second that, so I'll call for a vote now.
Bullseye.
Seaman, aye. Claims.
So we had in here, there was a minus. What was that? We got reimbursed for something?
No, so like, a lot of times if we have a credit invoice, like if somebody returns something,
Okay.
or like a credit card, they get we have to show it as a
That's that?
plus and show that, we actually scan the invoice in there too.
Oh, okay. What was, see, this is where I said when my highlight doesn't work, 'cause I used to highlight everything
I
on.
believe it was the sheriff's.
Okay.
It was $17 and something, if I remember right.
Or they might have originally invoiced us for sales tax or something, and then we credited that.
Yeah, sheriff inmate acute care,
Yep.
$3,504. Okay. That was. I don't have any other questions on the claims.
Can I get a motion to approve them?
I would make a motion to approve the claims.
I will second it, call for a vote.
Bull's eye.
Seaman, aye.
Let's do this.
You want to take that, Bruce?
Yep, I'll sign that. And just the one, right?
Yep, well, sign that one.
I'll sign this one.
Yeah, why not?
Perfect. There you go. Thank you.
You want them ready?
Yep. I'm color these now.
Andrea?
I would like us to set a land use hearing for Cameron Erickson on Tuesday, March 3rd at 9:15 a.m.
What time?
Tuesday, March 3rd at 9:15 a.m. Sorry, I have to say the whole thing because that's how I memorized it.
I would make a motion to schedule a land use hearing for March 3rd at 9:15 a.m. For Cameron Erickson.
I will second it. Call for a vote.
Bull's eye.
Seaman, aye.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
It's really gonna throw me off with these motions today.
Okay. Appoint Walford First Responders Representative.
Yep, so as you know, Tracy, we were at the EMS Advisory Council meeting. Walford is now part of our EMS Association as well. So they're split between Benton and Lynn County. And this Cortez Davis is the newly appointed person to represent Walford on our advisory council. So we need you to formally accept that.
Okay,
I would move to appoint Cortez Davis to the Walford First Responders.
okay. I'll second that and call for a vote.
Bull's eye.
Seaman, aye. We're flying through all this today.
No, I couldn't help the 10 and the 10:31, so we couldn't push those out.
Right.
Okay. Spectrometry is not till another 10 minutes, so how about reports?
I, as you know, was out of town last weekend, so I didn't attend any, or last week, didn't attend any meetings. Ron did go to the wellness meeting for me, and last night, Cece gave me the 26 packet, which I haven't, I just got it last night, so I haven't gone through it. But she's now the head of that, with the goal of reaching our 85%. So we get a 5% discount. That's their big push for that. Yeah. So other than that, that's, and then last night's,
Conservation.
yeah, yeah.
A question on your wellness, is that wellness for your county employees?
Yes.
Okay, just trying to understand. Thank you.
I've also been recently asked to serve with ISAC on they created a new committee for health insurance. So
Oh,
we're gonna meet quarterly. There's like 2 auditors, 3 supervisors, I don't remember how but to discuss our insurance packet and renewals, before next December, so.
right, right. Where's that going to be held at?
The first one, we're gonna be in person at ISAC's office in Des Moines. The other ones will be by Zoom,
Zoom?
shortly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Those would be interesting.
yeah. Because this is all new,
You're right,
so they'll get input from others,
yeah.
small counties versus large.
Well, that'd be interesting. That starts in June, you said?
No, we're having our first meeting, I think, in March.
March?
So,
Okay.
yeah. I think we're gonna try to have it more already at ISAC.
Thursday night, I had an Easy Cog meeting up here. They had a class,
How'd that go?
4 attendees, not counting me, which,
That was the open meetings one?
yes,
And I did send that out. After I sent it to Derek, I sent it to all the cities and schools, just in case they had anybody that needed to take
we
it.
had 1 mayor here, 2 attorneys, actually 3, the guy that taught the class,
So it was good.
yeah, and then technically 2 supervisors, so.
Yeah, and, with that, there was a change in some Supreme Court rulings, and so he talked about that, and he actually had a form and stuff too that we could use for the future, with employee
Nice.
evaluations and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It makes it simpler process than it was before,
And I think
so they at
Heartland
least made a good decision.
Heartland's still gonna do theirs in September, right, at their seminar?
Yes,
So I thought, we always have that option too.
right.
Well, Larry, we'll jump the gun a little bit.
I don't know, so.
So I think we talked 2 weeks ago about aerial flights, which basically is continuing that we'd done 3 years ago, 6 years ago, 9 years ago. And I don't know if there's really any questions with it other than the potential of, like I said, I'm not sure what Haley's, if the conversation, if they've agreed to that or not, of basically
I guess it's up to.
basically county 1/3, emergency 1/3, or E911.
Or we can continue to use lost for our tax relief, because otherwise you're levying for those. We did, back in 2020 was the last time we split it out the way we did.
I'm not worried about the splitting
No,
out, I'm
yeah.
just worried about getting the contract that we do that, we can work, we can, I guess,
Decide how we
just
pay it later.
approving the contract part as far as the county approving the contract, so.
Because we could either do the 3 or 6 year, right? Again,
Yeah, the one that and the 2-inch across the entire county, I think, is what we really want to do, because otherwise we're providing 2-inch for the cities and really not providing the 2-inch for the, or secondary roads, conservation, land use, everybody else that kind of uses it, and myself, so, yeah, I'm really just that you want to approve the contract for that as far as how the funding's going to come out, whether or not it's all from lost or whether it's a third from me and the other 2/3 from somebody else, that's up to later on plans, so,
because they'll still do the obliques, right, from all the angles?
yeah.
I don't know if you guys, sometime I'll have to show you, but for like, use for an example, say there's a fire and it's nighttime, dispatch can have that imagery, and you can actually click and look, like maybe there's an LP tank in the backyard the firemen don't always see, but you could bring it up and be like, hey, there's an LP tank out back, cautious, I mean, it's got a lot of,
Yeah, it's got the
Positives.
diagrams of all the I mean, this has been a long-term process, so it's not anything, this isn't new for this, but each one of the buildings has their building outline type thing, and that's part of what we use to recheck different things and stuff too, so, but, so, yeah, for emergency services, it's pretty valuable for that part of it, I'd say for that, but,
and that's what we would upload to our beacon, and we would upload the imagery once it's all delivered and stuff, we keep all that update.
it's basically keeping it update to where it's at within 3 years part of it and stuff too. So, and if we can, kind of like you said, almost with the possibility where it could be a little cheaper, so occasionally you sign the contract, and if they're doing the same thing in Lynn County or Tama County or something else, they can kind of put them together to try to save a little bit of cost, but it all depends on how they're doing it
That's how
too.
we lucked out last time and did it that way.
Yeah.
Now, the contract, is that a 3-year, 6-year, or just one time? Yeah, I
The
think
one that
that's-
was the proposal for that, because before he had, it's the 3-year, but I'm guessing that he would do the 6-year, same as we'd done before. So you basically lock in 2 flights at the same price. That's when I provided the first time where we had for the other one, because that's 168.4, which, like I said, a third of that then would be the 156. But the other one, it had both, it had the 105 and then it had the 211 on it, so I think he just didn't include the other part of it. And reason we've done that in the past times when we've done the 6-year time, I think the 2 times we've done that is basically you're locking it in, you know. Technology is possibly it's cheaper, but inflation possibly is quite a bit more too, it's hard to say.
And then we split that per fiscal year. So like, I think last time we paid 60,000 a year, basically between 60 and 65.
Yeah, it's actually, this is actually a little cheaper
so I was gonna
than
say
what we
it's less.
had the previous 6 years.
I don't know why, I suppose once they initially had, remember when they had to go out and flag all the points at first, the first time we implemented it was pricier.
Technology's changed a lot
Yeah.
and stuff too. Yeah, the first time when, long time ago, when we first did GIS, they had to ground mark all the corner points and stuff like that too, to make
Yeah.
everything really tight. It's probably still pretty tight, but they don't go through all that hands-on effort on the ground anymore, so.
So they're okay just paying like the 60,000 a year then?
They're okay with it, they let us divide it out per fiscal year. So if you guys lock it in at the 6-year, I'm gonna plan for a 6-year fiscal year price.
Yeah, because it'd be the 156 per year.
So like I said, it's actually lower than what we have to pay.
Yeah, it's less than what it was that we
Okay.
signed 6 years ago.
Which is unusual to everything else is going up and they've come down, so.
Yeah, that they go ahead and get the contract coming.
The reason of the contract part is because if we fly it during leaf-off timeframes, and that's what is useful for us by far, but everybody else too is looking at buildings or everything else, you don't have all the foliage that covers something. So it doesn't mean it has to be this spring either, but they need to get it kind of in their schedule of what they're looking at of doing different ones and stuff too. So if you waited until it's, well, we talk about it in March, basically you're too late for a possible spring one. And sometimes it doesn't work out with the spring, and then they'll get in the fall, and, you know, it just all depends on the year, because you also don't want snow,
Yeah, and then they'll tie it with another county probably around here, right?
if they can. That's all depends on how they're set up and stuff too, yeah.
Because like if you're looking at it, you can still oversee portions of Lynn and other counties in between, if they.
Yeah, that's one kind of nice thing, that if there's overlap from Black Hawk, Lynn does, I don't know, they probably do theirs every year.
Yeah,
So that edge on the Lynn side where there's the overlap, we get the overlap in the aerial to us automatically. So it's kind of nice, like sometimes edges of Atkins and places like that, you're like, oh, well, this actually is a one-year flight that was, because that's where they ended up, the overlap, so. They haven't been kind of like, well, here's your line and you didn't pay for it, so we're not doing that, so they've always been pretty good to work with for that.
and they'll still do the building outlays again.
Yeah, I'm guessing they will, yeah.
You might want to explain that. I don't know if Bruce understood how that works for you, for your purposes too.
Well, okay, so the building outlines, you do an outline so you can look on there for, primarily for emergency management, fire services, things and stuff like that. They'll have an outline of the outer perimeter of the buildings. We've also done sketch check, which checks our sketches, because we sketch every building, even if it's a portable building and stuff like that too. So they'll check the sketches that we have compared to the, our cards compared to what the aerials show. And if there's anomalies with that, then it'll have that something was removed or something added that we missed. The added part of that is that we were kind of part of the beginning 3 years ago of I'd say a beta test of kind of more of an all machine driven, more of an AI type system. It did not work as well as what the doing, you know, the computer will look at what they're here and then the eyes will look on it. So we weren't as happy with that. So before I paid for that because it helps confirm our data. But I'll have to talk to them about that product too. So things kind of keep changing. There's a few things that they add LiDAR and stuff too. If you're familiar with LiDAR, it basically is how the ground lays and stuff too. Had some questions with a few heights of a few tall grain bins and stuff as we were checking grain bins last year too. And depending on if you looked at one angle compared to the other angle, there's a slightly different height. And we never noticed that before. Brought it up actually at ISAC last year when I was out there with the salesman and the technician, and he's like, yeah, that can't happen. So we used the tall bends in Keystone. What the heck? And he kind of figured the only thing different between what they'd done before is they did a LiDAR part of it. He said that must have changed slightly. So that was one of those things where, oh, okay, well, this can't happen, but it did. And then looking at, it's not how we primarily look at stuff, but it's when you're checking something, it's like, was this bin a 40-foot bin or a 36-foot bin? And we were having trouble determining that, so too much added conversation. There's a lot of stuff that you can use it for. I mean, the aerial part of it, which we don't do, but I don't know if any local contractors and stuff do that, but they have in there that you want to know how many squares the roof is. I know at least they've had that service, and a number of roofing companies and stuff pay to have them double check that part of it, and it'll tell them exactly what it is, because because of the LiDAR and the elevation things, it'll change with the pitch and stuff, so they know, kind of, whatever, interesting, I guess.
I know there's companies that use that.
There's also so many more possibilities, like Street View, you can do, we've seen them do presentations where they pay and drive around the Street View, but some of the bigger cities use that, like college towns and stuff.
And a lot of them are doing that, that's a longer conversation. I mean, it's good for you get the street view and go around and you can actually do some measurements off of things, but you've got the existing ones, so you should have that correct mostly. The negative part of that, in my opinion, is the tendencies of assessors is they use aerial stuff instead of actually going out and measuring stuff. And I'm still that dinosaur that wants to do it that way, but that's not the tendency of what a lot of people do anymore. And even when ours is, some of them are sub-foot or sub-inch and stuff, so some of them are really, really, really tight. But even with our 2-inch part of it stuff too, you measure it and frequently we're a little different than if you're trying to measure very detailed off of there. So I'm not real confident that that's the best way to do it. So, but yeah, the street view part of it is something kind of look at, and I don't know, potentially at conference board, might have somebody Cyclomedia come talk about that part of it. So it's really, the best part about it is it really updates your photos that we would have for us and for like emergency services stuff. You see, they drive by and basically it's kind of like the Google thing that you go around. They drive up and down different places and they primary roads and stuff, in their case, they're already doing it. Even if you're not paying for it, they're already doing it because they're selling it to other people, so.
Is this a contract we need to have Drake look over?
I'd say not. This is
It just seems like it's pretty straightforward, yeah.
Yep, I'd say not.
Unless you
And
want
there
me to,
is,
Larry.
What's that?
Unless you want me to,
What's that?
look over the contract.
I don't see any reason to. I mean, Haley,
Okay.
it'd be the county's part, but I mean, it's a company that we've dealt with numerous times and essentially they probably have contracts with
There's quite a
75% or
I mean, there
100%.
used to be a disclosure in there too, like, say we have a tornado or another derecho, if it's in, how did we qualify for that? If it was like a certain percentage, they would come and refly within an emergency to help us out.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't qualify the last time, I can't remember why.
It's a percentage, even though we had a pretty big percentage, but yeah.
Yeah, they look at it as a whole, like how much of it, but they have gone in, like, if you ever see those images where they'll show the tornado path after the fact. There's a disclaimer in there, they would come back and refly that area for us.
Let's not have that.
No, we don't want to use
But like
that
his
service.
ratio, like even the 3 years ago, you're gonna see a lot of the newer constructions are gonna be in this new flight.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah, most of it actually is now, but there still has
Yeah.
been plenty of stuff going in, so our flight of it ended up afterwards, because if we're 26, we were 23, so we had the 23, but we had the prior to it, the 20, so, yeah. Anyway, bottom line is that the county,
So do you wanna go with the 3 or 6 year?
3 years.
Just the
Or
3?
no, 6 years.
Because then we're locked in at the cheaper amount.
Yes. 6 years. I'll make that in my motion, and also it comes out of the lost funds.
okay,
Yeah, 'cause
There's
it
quite a
saves
bit
on
in
tax
there, right?
relief. Yeah, and we need to have at least that 25% tax relief out of that, so.
Yep. So that's my motion.
Second.
Okay. All right, call for a vote.
Bull's eye.
Team and I.
okay, sounds good,
I'm
so,
gonna list out that amount there for the 6 years. I'll put that in.
well, it's 168,470 times 2, so
Okay.
he only gave me the one shot
Yep.
at that, so if you took that times 2.
All right.
And Ryan will send you another one, and we're both in contact with him, but you
Yeah.
want to contact him to get the contract and stuff? and then-
Yeah, because then I'll probably have Tracy sign it.
All right, sounds good. Can I go out here without it buzzing me, or?
Yep, just
Yeah,
wave your
you gotta
hand so
wave
that
your
red light goes off.
Wave my hand until.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Green means stop, red means go.
Closer.
Yep.
Right on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
smack it.
Yeah,
Right on, touch it,
Smack it.
touch it.
there you go.
I did the same thing.
Technology that usually.
I did that too the first time, just.
You use contractor with him to get images from?
Well, I can say from of course, I'm not here representing Iowa State, but I use Beacon a ton. It's great for CSR, it's great for a lot of things on agricultural side. And so I appreciate it that counties that do use it, because I've run into a couple counties that do not use it at all. And man, it's harder to get information, and, you know, in most cases, a client wants just some general information. You flip on the Beacon, you can tell what's going on, you know what their taxes are, all those things. I know this is just a portion of it, but boy, it is very helpful from an advisory or even an information standpoint for the public, so.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
and
so many more options with the permitting, we've talked about trying to.
just beware too, the lines on Beacon are not accurate. It's just like, because like we run into that whole, like, well, Beacon shows us this, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it's really about what the deed or survey
Exactly,
says,
exactly.
so.
The survey's the ultimate call on that.
Because like if the road, the center line is off just, 6 foot here or there, it'll start trickling down. But there is, I know Andrea and I have talked for like what was it, you that was in there when we were talking about that? Yeah. So like for the permitting, like say when they have a contractor that needs a permit to come in and do like septics or wells, there's a tool that we can add on to the Beacon, and then they can communicate between us, the cities or the contractors, and see where we're at with the permitting or if the project's complete, et cetera. So there's so many more potential there.
Yeah.
And we've tried to get cities involved. Like we've had pictometry, we've had Beacon representatives come and try to put on meetings before. I mean, like with like the water, there's so many things that are still on paper maps that you could really implement it in layers on here.
Like sewer mains and things such as
Yeah.
that?
The infrastructure.
What's the fee for like a county to use Beacon?
We pay them, it all comes through the IT's budget now, software.
Okay.
And then we have 3 days of support a year where they'll come in and sit with us. Like I'll do maybe some election mapping stuff. We've done like some E911 things. The addressing, we found out that we're already paying for it in our contract. So instead of the sheriff paying Geocom, we're gonna try to cut that out because we're already getting it in one spot. So we've been talking about different things like that. Or like the splitting, if we send in the surveys and the parcel, the deeds, they'll draw in the survey splits. I mean, there's just, lots of potential. That's the conference I went to in Nashville. Was
Oh,
the-
okay.
the Schneider. But of course, there's always more add-on fees. Depends on how much you want to spend.
Well, no, I use Google Street View in the insurance thing to find out how far someone's away from a fire hydrant. And sometimes it shows that there's a trampoline in the backyard that they say they don't have.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good.
Well, currently, we still charge for the comparable searches. So like when you have your house appraised for a mortgage,
Right.
it's not your assessed value, it's your appraised value. They'll go in and they can do the parameters. I want a house with this many square footage, this many bedrooms, and it'll like pull up a report for you and tell you what the recent sales were.
Well, I also know that the insurance companies use that. Now, one of their big things is if there's a canopy. If your house is covered by too many trees, you are no longer insured because there's potential for the branches to fall on top.
That's what I was just saying earlier. My son had to cut trees out of his property when he first bought it.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Because of that, yeah. And it's like,
Yep. So,
anything to not pay.
the damage, yeah. All right, so I know we have some extra time before BDG. Do you guys want to talk about any budget work? I did put the transfers in, Myron and I, he did lower his a little bit from general basic and rural services, so him and I are tweaking that. I gave you the full sheets, but once you kind of tell me where you're at with the levies, I'm gonna start, my goal is today is to work on revenues off of the levies I put in there. I didn't know if there was any, Bruce, in your packet, I gave you one as the all, I think Tracy and Ron already got theirs, but there's some highlighted numbers.
Yes.
That's just kind of areas where if you look, there's been no activity in those line items.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, I know some of them are little amounts, but if you start cleaning them up, just some ideas of what to look for, but how fine tooth than you really want to do.
I'll probably want to talk with you later in March to update stuff for old school, to make sure we're all on the same page. Nothing major, just want to make sure I continue to converse with you.
Because we did a 3-year last time, right?
Yeah, and I think it's contingent, can be automatically renewed if I read it right, but it's been a while since I read it.
That's what the language we changed.
Yeah,
to.
so, but anyway, well, you have to kind of watch it a little bit, because you don't want to go too far out, because then you have to have competitive bid, I guess. So, but anyway, I'll visit with you guys more about that when we get closer to March.
'Cause they still reimburse us for their water and stuff out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I don't know if Derek was here to prepare that last one or not.
Which one? Sorry.
It was him.
No, I don't.
Oh, we do a 3-year lease where the old school produce out here is.
Oh, yeah, no,
It's being on the ground and the water.
We can go over that if you want, I can.
So we bill them for their water and stuff, and they pay us back. But
Gotcha.
otherwise, it's really, we don't charge them for the rest of the
Yeah.
building and stuff.
It's just a minimal fee. We agreed a buck a year lease, and then all the food that we distribute comes to the food pantries. So that's the way our contract, or our agreement was written, so. Speaking of which, we probably should pay that bill.
I think we do it quarterly, but yeah.
No, I mean,
Oh,
a dollar a
dollar.
year. I probably should come in with my payment. You can give it your payment. So, be legal.
$3 at a time. 3
Well,
years.
yeah, it'd be, well, yeah.
Because you guys already did your budget, right? It's proposed. Your ag extension budget. Did you help with that this year?
I'm not in it at all.
Oh, you didn't have to help at all?
No, well, I helped when she first brought the sheet down and plugged in numbers, but that's their baby.
Yeah, because I can see everybody's
Good,
proposed.
good. You keep me posted of how they're doing on it. Well, Abby's got a good handle on it, and we've got McNulty's on that, and Greg Svoboda and Scott Butcher, they all know what they're doing. They've been through it a couple, 3 times, so.
Because everybody has to
But
have their
they
proposed
were
number.
kind of warning us to back up a little bit, because is there potential property tax changes going on or not?
Lots of them.
So we may or may not know exactly where we're gonna end up.
Correct.
I say, them,
Yeah.
they won't know.
Well,
Gosh,
a
I
lot
gotta
of times
stop
we won't
that.
know until after the budget's done probably this year,
Okay,
until legislative session's done.
right, that's what they've been warning Iowa State, on the Iowa State end, is to wait, go ahead and get her solidified, but watch on your public hearing, because it may change. But we have to have our public hearing done by the end of March, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, all the cities and schools and mine have to be proposed by March 10th, because then I have to do that mailing to all taxpayers.
Oh,
So then I have to put everybody's public hearing dates, what the proposed levy, to
Mm-hmm.
do that mass mailing that's required of us again, it just confuses people.
Mm-hmm.
well, and they were talking about on the extension side also, that our asking potential might change. It's always been set at a
The maximum.
max ask. It sounded like they may even change that down the road, so I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
just like that homestead credit, if they give everybody $25,000 off of their taxable, every entity that gets $1 out of that's gonna be shortfall.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
And every property, if you're a resident, live there, you qualify for that. So that's times all of our parcels in the county, I mean, it's,
And that's not even including the rollback that they're
exactly,
proposing.
yeah.
yeah.
And if
There's
you go
lots
away
of,
with that,
And-
there's 2 different ways to read that one.
I
So right
thought
now,
they're getting
there's,
rid of all
they've been weaning them out if you look back at the history. Like ag rollback's different than commercial and residential, but the ag dwellings get the residential rollback. There's just so many different factors.
I can't understand why you'd be confused at all on anything.
No kidding.
Man, what a deal. And I can appreciate wanting to be conservative and also to be aware of our taxes. I mean, I as a property owner, yes, I think that's a good thing, but there's gotta be a balance too, you know?
Well, and if the state, yeah, they're gonna cut back and tell everybody that, but then quit pushing it off onto us lower entities that are already held at a maximum levy, and then you're making us foot the difference and provide the services? Yeah. DHS is also coming next week, but I do have theirs in there because she already gave me the numbers.
I don't know if I'm breaking the protocol to speak up. I'm sorry if I'm breaking any.
We
I'm
have
not,
public comments.
We
Okay.
got 25 minutes.
well, but I mean, I'm putting my insert here. I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn and not being recognized, so. Right?
Speak away.
Well, you can tell I'm used to public meetings.
You're not shy, are you?
Unfortunately for most people, no.
I'm very shy.
Well, depends on setting. Oops, wait, we're recording this, aren't they? Oops.
On YouTube for all.
Oh, boy. Shut up, Rick.
Forever.
I'm gonna be in Washington DC next weekend for the NACO Legislative Conference.
Okay.
So I'm meeting with Senator Ernst, Grassley, and Hinson, so
My wife's
I
in the
have a
sheets.
busy agenda.
I said, what do you think? She says, I
Never been to DC?
And the president's doing a State of the Union
Not
on Tuesday
impressed.
night, we're there.
Oh, really? I've been to DC 3 times.
Have you really?
2 times for a band concert, or band, and well, 4 times. Twice for band, and once business, and then once
That's okay.
personal. Way
Nice.
back when I was in high school, I won a trip to DC. A lot to see. If you get a chance to get out and see stuff.
Yeah, quite a bit. It's pretty jam-packed.
Oh, yeah, they don't give you probably a whole lot of time to,
Mm-mm. I mean, we do have some like personal tours and things.
I did text Kate, she is on her way, so.
Yep. Oh, that's probably why you're here, Doug. He's on the BDG board. Your other hat you wear, right?
Speaking of which, I appreciate you keeping me on that, even though well, because I'm separate now, I'm
Well,
not
that's the
extension.
board, they appointed you.
Yeah, well, that's good.
What was that number that you had?
We're trying to restructure a little bit here, so. With our chairperson leaving, it's kind of shuffled things around a bit.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, because they already have.
Did she give you an actual proposal?
She gave me, what I started a couple years ago, I send out all those entities a form to fill out and tell us what they do and
Right,
what they're asking, and then,
yeah, well, I remember filling one out way
Yeah.
back when, so, but I mean, did she give you an actual budget proposal today?
yes.
Okay,
It's-
I haven't
we had
seen
that
that.
A few weeks ago.
Okay, I haven't actually seen that, but that's okay.
Oh.
I don't need to.
I think she asked for 100, I think.
Yeah, she was gonna go.
Because last year, they bumped it down to 80.
Right.
We started doing that a few years ago. It's just nice for me to have a paper trail. You know, every department head gives me a budget. All those other entities that wanted something, and then we kept track of when they presented, when they took action, and what their amount was, and then I communicate back and forth with those entities.
Mardi Gras a week away. Wow.
You'll be in Hawaii.
No, I don't go there until March.
Oh, maybe I got the wrong date.
Yeah, March.
Which Fat Tuesday, or Fat Wednesday, whatever they, Fat Tuesday?
That's the 17th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't go to Hawaii until the 14th of March.
Have you ever been to Mardi Gras before?
Me?
Yeah. Ever been to New Orleans?
Never been.
I was there what was it, Katrina? For a business trip. And it was, that was before the Fat Tuesday or
A lot of
whatever.
fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a business meeting, so, but we had spare time to walk around and see things. And interesting history.
So on the 17th, we're gonna have green beer after the meeting? On March 17th?
Is that your recommendation?
Yeah, but I'll be phoning in on that one.
Oh, that's right, that is St. Patty's.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day.
You better turn your camera on so we can see what you're doing.
Maybe you
Yeah,
don't
I'll be
like to.
5 in the morning. Oh, God.
Well, that's right, the time change, that will be,
Yeah, it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, maybe an early riser, no big deal.
I can drink Kahlua and coffee any time of the day, that's fine
Which,
with me.
speaking of, next week on the agenda, I have setting the date for the maximum levy hearing, because you know that has to be all separate. And if you recall, the public input wanted it at an
Night.
evening meeting, so there would be, what are your thoughts?
They had to be separate?
It has to be a totally separate meeting. I know before we've had it on a Tuesday, we've had to adjourn to go into that meeting and then go back to the other because we weren't done with our other business. But it has to be a totally separate agenda and meeting.
In March?
Well, yeah, preferably early March, because I have to have the proposed hearing date and everything on the DOM website by March 10th. Because we have to have that hearing before our budget hearing. So once we set the levies, you can't go above after that point. Because the mailing is what you tell people that they have a right to come in and talk or whatever. Just wondered what your thoughts were.
It's a good time, 6 o'clock? For most people, they get on work at 5, is that?
Wasn't that one of the inputs we got last year though? I
You
think
wanted it
actually the last
6?
2 years, but then we didn't do it, so. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
So
What are you
I'd
thinking?
say
Because I think I'll put it on the agenda next week to set our dates.
Set the date, okay.
That's just for the percentage, right?
Right, that's just for the maximum. So that's where that goofy formula shows them what our last year's values, what our last year's levies propose, and what the increase was.
Because the state can always bump it back down, right?
Yes, you can reduce it, you just can't go above it.
Bush?
Thank you.
And it would be only for the general and the rural basics.
I guess I would kind of like to have a work session sometime to go over all the
Right.
budgets. That we're not,
Well, and I know you guys talked about doing another one with department heads, I'm gonna do that. I know you said March,
yeah, I'm thinking in February here yet.
We have a work session in February before we meet.
Yeah,
I'd go for that.
so that leaves either the 17th or the 24th.
I won't be back the 24th, but it doesn't mean you can't do it without me. So somebody keeps track of where we're moving numbers.
What's the schedule look like next week?
Actually kind of put it in there, so. Basically, from 9 to 10 is just normal business things, so you could probably do it then.
Why don't you, I don't think we're gonna get it done in one session.
Try it next Tuesday again.
Yeah,
And then what I'll do is go ahead and enter my pool revenues. I mean, obviously, because I gotta go, once you tell me the levies, the tax collections, and I have to go in and try to predict the credits, the homestead, all that, off of that. Alters the revenues a little bit.
So you want to do it Tuesday the 17th?
Yeah,
What time?
after the meeting,
So
so,
Meeting
like
following?
10:30, 11, like, we'll just put it as a
Whenever.
budget work session?
Yeah.
Whatever, okay.
Do you want department heads here or just you guys for that one?
just us guys
Just
first.
us, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 'cause-
We haven't discussed anything
right.
since
After.
everybody's been presenting everything.
And that's kind of why I printed it off as I did for you.
I know. I added them all up.
Say Monday's the 16th President's Day, there's no school, so.
We worked that day.
That means day drinking. Don't have to drive the bus.
Not us, we have to work.
Oh, sorry.
We don't get that holiday anymore.
You don't?
It got changed to Martin Luther King Day. Because years ago, when our budgets had to be done by March 31st, I had to have that basically to the paper. So that was always like, get to that weekend, and I'm like, I have a long weekend, I need it. If I do any other tweakings before Tuesday, I'll probably send you another, one of the state formatted ones. And then I can send you a revenue one like that expenditure one you have.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want me to do more detail or anything, just email me or whatever. So we're not gonna have, a pastor anymore for the mental health come July 1st. So what I'm, I was told after July 1st, no. So alls I'm budgeting for now is the accruals, the vacation payouts, or anything that would incur after July 1st that was from last fiscal year. As of right now, they're gonna come actually in March. I asked them to come and explain all that to you guys. So, that Julie from Buchanan and then that Dawn that's in charge. So they're gonna come, I wanna say like March 10th meeting. I mean, we're still gonna have to budget in our other operating, because then we'll build those ASOs and stuff for that. The commitments and. But
So you think they'll have it figured out by the July 1?
that's what I was told. I mean, at least we won't have an employee of record on ours. It'll still be the same process, it's still the ASO and,
Yeah, I understand that, but I.
so like when we have mental health transports and that, we're still paying and getting reimbursed and, I mean, so we still have to have that spending authority, but it's not out of that mental health fund, or that line item. So, unless the state would change that again, and we start levying for our own mental health again, I don't know. You think it'll ever go back that way?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
The way the state's struggling, trying to make ends meet there too, I could see the passing the buck, especially since they've done it before. And if all
That's
these
what we got.
rollbacks get put into place, or however the legislative session comes out, who knows what's gonna change? Because that's gonna change a lot.
It is. Yep.
No, I think back that we had 4 employees. Now, we only got 1.
Well, and she's not even really technically doing the work for our county.
Correct.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi. Sitting in Greg's hot spot.
Oh, it's great.
Get him warmed up for you?
Oh, my God.
Well, even before we were regionalized, every county had their own levy. And then it became a region, and then the region levied.
See, I don't think they updated the statutes, because the way I read it is like they gave a lot of control to the counties.
Did you guys ride
They get
together?
rate, and it just sounds like
Did we buy it?
Ride together?
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
not like that.
Just kind of worried about each other, so.
Were you?
No.
What's up, Olivia?
Speaking of, do you still have that business card? from
Maybe,
your business
maybe you get
that
stopped and you have
Alex
brake
can
problems
reach
or
out
something,
anytime?
right?
Yeah, no, no car problems. I was flying.
I did
after
till
you
last
texted me.
night.
That's always a special memory.
Didn't they walk
Yeah,
around? I
that's
know I
fine.
have one somewhere.
I got you, Ray, don't worry.
You do. There's no doubt about that. We have friends. And cell phone numbers.
That's right.
For DHS,
HHS.
what was her name?
Yeah. I'll go back.
Sarah?
She had that short hair. I'll find it, because I know I put their names in the minutes.
Thinking the one you were talking about. Well,
Yeah, because didn't she say we can reach out to her, any questions on it?
yep,
Alright.
thinking of that Sarah.
She could have been, or she would get us in touch with who we needed, right? Alright, I'll try this. There's just a barcode here, I'm gonna scan it.
So they haven't come up with anything, there's more discussion when it comes to the elimination of townships, right? They haven't,
No,
that
it's-
hasn't gotten anywhere.
I don't think it's went through the funnel yet, but this is funnel week or next week funnel week,
Next week.
Next
Next
week,
week.
so.
because that'll make a, when's that supposed to be, take place if it goes through? July, the term would end July
July, so
2027.
that would mean you would take over, which, guess whose office that's gonna get dumped on, probably?
Yeah.
Mine,
Yeah, because
which
that's,
technically, we do a lot of the township budgets for them, but the clerks will come in and give us their figures.
They still make the decisions though.
But they wouldn't be their own government, we would take over
I
their.
know it, and I,
so then we'd have to levy for all the, we'd have to, everything that they do for cemeteries and
Right.
local catastrophe.
The
that would
mowing,
then become-
non-owned cemeteries, owned cemeteries, non-owned buildings, there's different levies per, and they have a maximum, because they're required to levy for fire, but they do not have to levy for ambulance or first responders.
Oh,
I'll get your email, and I'll send you.
But then if there's like the benefited fires, I mean, there's so many different
Whatever
levy
fits in your
splits in the
schedule.
townships.
so what's this gonna help?
nothing is gonna,
Create more,
I
well, I
don't
guess
really,
technically it's gonna save the poor guys that get $25 a meeting.
which technically they meet, they have to
The
be there.
So three,
Appreciate it.
$400 a meeting, twice a year, so that'd be $200 per township,
right,
per year. And subtract that by the 16,
But then they have, some of them own their own equipment to mow and stuff too.
correct, and then we would have to line the person that mows lawn up, and make sure that bill would come to us,
And not
that
the
she would
township.
get it, that.
So, but this hasn't officially,
No,
No,
it's just
no,
talked about.
better.
but the question I have is, could they opt out? I mean, you've got townships that are,
Well, we tried to pass it years ago on the ballot, so out of the townships, 4 of them passed to be appointed. The other ones like to be elected.
but
Unless, I mean, there's no
And it's
sense in
hard
trying
to
that
find
again
them.
right now. It's, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We always
No.
joke it's life,
Trust me.
it's life or death, you know, until they
Yeah,
pass away, they have to do it.
it's a life sentence.
Yeah.
In a sort of way.
Kind of like being on a cemetery board.
Yeah.
On it till you're in it.
Yeah. Yes?
Or like, what if they make the egg extension partisan offices? There's also talk of making the cities and
Ooh.
schools be partisan, and then
Oh, no,
they
no,
would even
no.
have to be a primary.
No.
Or there's even talk of putting the city school elections on with the general elections. Do you know how many ballot styles that would
No.
entail and how much more money it would
I
cost?
don't like the partisan idea at all. It's way,
No.
with all the extension councils that I work with, they are way too partisan already in their reviews, and they can bring that in as public, don't get me wrong, but man, that just gets real complicated real fast, and it takes the public entity out of it and makes it too political.
But like on a general ballot, sometimes they're really long, you have to turn it over. I just feel like some of it, there'll be so many undervotes and things, and
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, right now, I can build the cities and schools back. The county would eat all that for every election then. I get it, it's one tax dollar versus the other, but
No.
it would all fall on the
No,
county.
I think, I can understand efficiency thoughts, but I don't think the efficiency is what it's like what Tracy was saying, it's not a few bucks here or there, it's not really saving anything, so it's just making more confusion, in my
Or if the
opinion.
ballots, I mean, how do they know our election equipment can handle it?
Well, and the other thing is,
There's just so
to me,
much
it's
to-
it's putting too much power to a centralized government of the county, and we need townships to be, they need to be functioning and, you know, give them more individualized power, in my opinion, so.
They know what goes on in their
Exactly.
township better than us.
Right, yes, I don't see any positives at all.
No, I don't either. It
And it
just,
makes you wonder if you'd have to separate how we break our valuation reports out now too. I mean, now we're having to show them our new construction value versus the old. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, then if they wanted to combine county jobs as well too, that was, remember?
and that's not, I mean, because you still have to provide, yeah, it's,
Yeah, so that's,
I don't know if they were just brainstorming one day and then put it all on paper and here you go, but yeah. They don't think it through at our level, I don't believe. Well, you gotta go voice your opinions. Not that they always listen.
I've made phone calls to the ones that I know.
Yeah, we do, or we do it as our affiliate group too.
Because, you know, when they were talking about auditor, treasurer, and recorder being appointed by
And we already had a big
us.
discussion on that too. There's a lot of that that's like,
got escorted off the house floor once.
We did.
this is something flag.
Come with me, okay.
And I don't know if that's even gonna go anywhere, that was just in that Doge one. So far, it's not, I haven't seen language on any other proposals, so.
Well, Kate, you can talk real slow,
All right.
a couple minutes ahead of time here.
Do you guys want to sit up here too?
Did you want us to set one?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Come on up. Why not?
They've heard from me so much already that they don't need to.
They're ready for you to leave? Is that what you're saying?
No.
I'm just teasing.
It's been entertaining.
Yeah, I'm entertaining, all right.
No comment.
Yes.
He's retired now, you know.
I know it. So, as you know, we are Benton Development Group. Greg is you're our acting president.
Yeah.
Yes.
By default, I'm the
Yes.
vice chair.
Janelle is treasurer slash secretary vice president currently.
Right.
We haven't held our board meeting for new elections since the changing of the guard with all of the cities. It always takes a minute to get the new blood that's come into the communities like involved. So we anticipate that happening in the next couple weeks. So, but you're gonna stay right where you're at, and so are you. So there's that.
Yeah.
Last year you guys gave us a little downgrade in our budget, and when I submitted this year, I did ask again for what we were receiving prior to last year. With us taking the $20,000 cut last year, we had to eliminate all of our marketing efforts and all of those things, and that then falls onto my shoulders. As well as, I haven't taken a raise in 4 years with the organization, so.
Yeah, and I think it's probably time to give appropriate raises for people that have done the hard work, kept the wheels on the machine, I'll put it that way. Kate's done a great job of that this last 6 to 8 months, basically. We've been, I wouldn't say floundering, but trying to figure it out, and we need to regroup and restructure, not structure, but rethink things. And my plan, and we've talked about it real briefly, is to brainstorm ourselves together to make sure that we're most effective for our partners in the cities and people that work with us. How can we be the best buy for them? How can we be the best use of county taxes? And so my plan is let's go back from where we started and see where we've come and what we need to adjust to. Now, that may be a really pie-in-the-sky vision, but I think that's where we need to be, because I think we've lost some of our effectiveness as far as how we're perceived. Kate has kept the wheels on the machine and kept us moving forward in a lot of things that she does on a daily basis that we hear about either during or after, because it's very, very private and because it's business dealings. That is the biggest thing that we push, or that we do. How can we bring more business to Benton County? How can we help generate tax revenue so that we're not faced with budget shortages and stuff like that? And that should be our biggest role, is how do we put more businesses in Benton County? How do we make more money for Benton County and grow our county, both monetarily and also population? Benton County has a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good things, but that should be our role partially, is to develop and promote Benton County. Kate's done that for years. I've just barely been involved in it, but my vision is to be more involved in it, and how can we encourage our other partners, the cities, to be part of us. It's a very hard goal, because sometimes they're barely able to meet and make a council or their city council meetings and things like that. I get it. But how can we get them charged up, fired up about living in Benton County and the future of Benton County? So that's my little piece. But that's why I believe in the value that we bring. I'm not saying we didn't have struggles, that we still don't have some struggles, but I'm saying I think we're worth the value, and I truly believe that we can bring that value in the next 2 to 5 years. But we've got to reshuffle and make sure that we're doing what we need to do. Where's our priorities? And my vision would also be to do a survey. Surveys are kind of iffy, but what people really want from us. What do they think what our value is? So, yeah, I've said enough. You had more to add.
You're good.
Had more to add, so.
Well, I mean, BDG is, we're here, we're doing the work, right? But a lot of people don't really understand what we do, because they don't understand what economic development is, or the projects that we are involved in, because it is pretty secretive. So, as everybody knows, we just landed one of our largest projects just about a year ago, the Frontier expansion in Belle Plaine. We saved that, kept it in our county. It was a $50 million expansion project. It's one of the largest projects I've dealt with in my 8 years. So, I mean, that's great. Obviously, I was here quite a few times with land use, and we're working on things. The aquaculture, the shrimp farm, that's moving forward. And then on a daily basis, I'm working with the communities just to help them build up their main streets and their downtowns. Sometimes I feel like I'm a real estate agent showing buildings, trying to get new ideas within the little city limits. And then we have some bigger projects in the hopper. We just submitted an application last Friday for a company that's going to relocate to Vinton. And we submitted an application to the Iowa Economic Development Authority it's essentially high quality jobs is what the program is, but they changed the name this year. It's called the BIG program. So we anticipate that going to the Iowa Economic Development Board next week, and then moving forward, we're working on high quality job programs as much as we can with new things, but that's an industrial business for Vinton, and that will be huge. It's a lot of hires and things like that. So those are projects that I'm in the trenches with on a regular basis. And sometimes they're few and far between, but it's been very interesting. Historically, first quarter is always very, very slow, and it has been crazy this year, which I think is something to be spoken for. So I think the economy is shifting a little bit and people's priorities are changing. So anyway, what questions do you have for me? You've heard this spiel along quite a few years. And let's not forget, you have me appointed to 3 boards on your behalf too, so just saying.
Secretary too. We know how much work that is.
Yeah,
You help out the city of Belle Plaine quite a bit, don't you?
we have a really good relationship. We are, I'm on the horn. I help anybody that calls me. I do a lot of things in Van Horn. I do a lot of things in Atkins, Shellisburg, Blairstown, Vinton. It depends. It's who's in the trenches with things going on currently. Other communities maybe don't have as much interest or things going on. Like Shellisburg, when I started 8 years ago, that entire downtown was pretty much empty, and clearly there's still work to do there, but there isn't an open building on that main street, and they're progressing. I mean,
And you've got people in Shellisburg that really want to take the bull by the horse
Yeah.
too. That helps.
and they're very, yeah.
And that's really what we need to do for even our smaller communities, is like, there may be a really little small thing that they need, and maybe they're not even aware we can do it for them or with them. So that's my thing, is to, how can we bring everybody to the table as much as possible without calling for another meeting and I have to go and whatever, so.
And that's kind of why we did like some of those clerk luncheons.
Yeah, those
Clerk
have been
luncheons were nice because
really
the clerks
good.
have a handle on what's going on and just getting the info to people who know how to get it out to the
Yeah,
community.
absolutely.
You can't get everybody to a meeting.
You had to cut back on marketing. Is that some of the stuff that you had to cut back on with the clerk luncheons?
Yeah, we
Oh,
talked about that.
absolutely. Yeah, with a $20,000 cut in our budget from year over year, we utilized 15,000 of that essentially within our budget for marketing purposes, whether that's actual handouts or whether that's little events to like keep engagement going on within the communities, things like that. So that's where I feel like we've really lacked this year, is on the marketing end, or those gatherings that we do
keeping people
provide, little
informed.
luncheons or things like that. So it's put a lot more on my shoulders, like just to do the touch points and the reach outs where we don't have necessarily those 3 or 4 times a year opportunities where we are kind of all gathering everybody together to just shove things out. Obviously on the daily, when new things are dropping, emails are going and things like that, but then we don't have those opportunities. Like the downtown walkarounds is one too. We've done downtown walkarounds in every community in our county, and we paid for that so that the communities could, have a starting point, or try to build some of those ideas from the state leaders into their strategic plans moving forward.
And
So-
make them aware of services that they don't even know are available, especially, again, I'm not with Iowa State, but I know in the past we've used some Iowa State services that are available, but your city clerks may not even be aware that they're available. So it's a real informational part of it too, to keep people informed. And the city clerks, let's be honest, they're the ones that are hitting the dirt, they're the ones, they know the day-to-day activity with the mayor, and they understand what's going on, and they hear the buzz that's going on in the town too, so.
Yeah, they're the
They're the boots on the ground per se.
Yeah, they're the first
Yeah.
touch point in each town, especially with not all of our communities having like a city administrator or things like that, so.
How often does your board meet?
Well, that's
been the downside.
That's been the downside. When I first started 8 years ago, we were monthly, we had a very active board, and then
We've been trying to meet at least quarterly if we can,
yeah.
but
Hasn't gone so
it's,
well.
It hasn't gone well,
I know.
and I'll be honest, like, I love them all very dearly, but we do need to attract some
Yeah.
younger blood. We've had illnesses, deaths sicknesses. What's that?
Snowbirds.
Snowbirds, yeah, so we went from a monthly basis to, we then went quarterly, then we went back to bi-monthly, and so that's kind of the path that we're taking right now, so.
So I would love to get back to a monthly meeting,
I would
just to
too.
touch base and just to keep people informed.
I think it's hard.
And then people can meet, and if they're able to make one, not able to make the other, but still, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where we can show the greatest value.
Yeah,
Let's make
Where
it
do you
happen.
meet then?
Van Horn at the Community Center.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So, and they don't charge us anything to use it, and it's
no.
nice place to meet, center of the county, so it gets a lot of people involved, you know, a lot easier for most people to attend. And it gets away from that Benton-centric notion. Having worked in county government, I understand Benton-centric is very much of a negative, but we are Benton Development Group, we're not Vinton Development Group. So we try to make sure that that's well-known as well.
Yeah, we did, for 1 year there, we did try to move the meetings to each community, and that didn't go well, you know, especially when you're long sides of the county. We'd have a lot of community representation in that community, but then they wouldn't go to the next. So we just decided the best plan of attack is just to stick with the community center, and
It's nice, it's
and
easy.
it's easy, yeah. They're great to us in Van Horn, so.
Other questions?
Sit anywhere?
Yeah.
Out back?
Anywhere you want.
Right here?
Sure.
Seriously?
Probably not, that's the wrong spot, but
Huh?
it's up to Tracy.
I tried.
No, that's about it for me.
And I don't know which one of you is the representative that usually comes to our meetings.
It's you, isn't it?
We don't,
Used to be permanent.
but we don't formally appoint one, do we?
You guys appoint your own, don't you? Because we don't appoint, we don't ask, or we won't ask for any of you. But I know you can't all three, even two of you be at the meeting at the same time. Well, ours is a public meeting anyway, so it's not a big deal, but it's not an official supervisor meeting. So we'd love to have any one of you that are able to make it.
Yeah, Rick used to be.
Yeah, Rick was pretty strong at it.
He
so.
did come quite
Yeah,
often. so.
but I know you guys are saturated with meetings too. Like you could have 5 meetings a night, I'm sure, sometimes.
Yes. I'm close to the van.
Okay,
We'd take you, Tracy.
yeah, yeah.
Anytime.
yeah.
And you've attended a few, and, yeah,
I have in the past.
yeah, yeah.
And we'll try to run them, and they've been very much run in a professional manner, but I'm a parliamentarian, so I like meetings to move along. But I like to open to discussion and have people voice their opinion on things too, because we need to hear more from our communities and ask them to be involved instead of, you know, oftentimes I think they're just off to the side because, well, I didn't think it was that important, I'm not showing up. So I plan to make some personal phone calls and get some people involved just from, I feel a passion for this because we need development in Benton County. We need help, both our tax base, but we need more people. And we've got a great place to live. So oftentimes it's that secret that not a lot of people know. They gravitate to Cedar Rapids, Lynn County, that's all good and well. But I know lots of people that would love to live in Benton County versus Lynn County, just because it's a different environment. So that was what moved me here, that's why I'm staying here. So,
Yeah, we just need to continue to move the needle and push opportunities right within our county. I mean, our greatest export in Benton County is our kids, like we're shipping them out and they're not
Yeah.
coming back, and
that's
so we need
something-
to create opportunities for them to,
and that's something we've done in the past too, working with Kirkwood on setting up, and even Iowa State, we can do some stuff on that end to develop local, the partnerships of internships and/or mentorships or whatever. That's really important, so.
You said you work with Kirkwood?
We have worked with Kirkwood in the past, yes, absolutely.
Do you let Haley know when your meeting's gonna be so she can let us know?
Sure.
again, yeah.
I don't know if you've done that in the past.
I don't typically email Haley, but I copy like you or Rick or whomever on like an email is usually how I do it, but I'm
And
happy
we
to
send the
do that.
invitations out for the meeting.
Yeah.
Get it out to us.
Yeah, be happy to do that.
And don't hesitate to contact us for more information. I mean, if you have questions that we're not answering today, we're open to it. And I'm sure you can get access to Kate's number. I can give you my personal cell phone number, but if you have
Tracy
questions,
has my number.
and you have wild ideas, we're open for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's where, it's the exciting stuff that really catches the bug, and, and that's the inside of what Kate's job is, that I don't really get involved in hardly at all. But it's kind of the fun that I think feeds her is new opportunities. If you tell her there's potential business coming to Benton County and they want to know about it, you just, back away, because she's going to run after it and go for it. That's her energy, that's what she does. And she thrives on it, and that's what's good about what we're doing, but we got to do more. And you got to be in the know, and she is.
You know me pretty well, don't you?
Well, I do, so.
If Kate doesn't know, then it's not really worth knowing.
Yeah, there you go.
If she doesn't know, then you don't need to know.
Well, we appreciate your time and giving us time to plead our case, so, yeah.
Now I'm gonna go sit on 5 Zooms for your new director for ECOG.
Yep.
You're welcome, Tracy.
Is that today?
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm like, hey, we want to put you on the, okay, thank you. I don't know. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Awesome. You sticking around?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go pick up grandkids in a second.
Okay, sounds good. I'll
Keep it
give you a
posted.
jingle.
You bet.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
We evidently didn't talk slow enough.
Well, back when we set the hearing date for the dog pound, we picked this time and we had to stick with it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I know. Oops. It's tough to set an agenda when you have specifics, isn't it? Especially when you got public involved, and you have to, that's a good thing.
And we have one less person.
And he never speaks out.
I tried to tell him that he wouldn't.
I'm much happier to sit around and wait instead of somebody showing up 10 minutes from now that didn't get a vote or didn't get to say their piece, so.
Right, that's a very good point.
So,
That's the beauty of a public meeting, right?
yeah, I know I'll have to work a little early to make sure I get here in time.
So, general question. What's happening with the space that was the mental health hub?
It's Abbey Center now,
Mental health.
right? Down here.
Where the hub was, where Michelle's son was?
Yes, that's part of,
Abby's taking part of that?
they took that over.
So they're gonna put more counselors in that, or?
Yes,
Okay, cool. I love to hear that.
yes.
Because mental health, as I found out, is a big point down to the real basics of Benton County. We're working with Belle Plaine School on a grant that we got. Well, they are now, I keep saying we, and have had some success in helping with some mental health things, and along with the Benton County Suicide Prevention Coalition as well. So we're moving slowly, but making things happen. And mental health counseling is one of the weakest links that I see, not only in Benton County, but a lot of counties. But it's just tough, to get the providers. So I'm glad they're going to be expanding their service. Cool.
Yeah, they're in there right now.
Are they? Okay. Well, I saw that the sign was at least changed or taken down, so. And from an old school perspective, I appreciate the ability to use this facility when we schedule it and can use it. It's nice to have for our meetings and stuff too. We're right there, obviously. So.
Be a little cold in your hoop building today.
Yeah, it gets a little rough, but, we do get solar gain in there, so. We've already chiseled in that one building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got a hard pan going on out there. And so Myron was, Myron McGowan, he's really gung ho. We got a chisel plow, and so we set it in, because we got a hard pan that you'll develop over years, and we're trying to break that up and get it so that we get better root growth and also better nutrients coming up through the, total insight. So if you get bored, you want to go over there and look where the chisel plows run inside that building. Because it didn't freeze up as bad.
Oh, really?
No. It's still frozen, but it's not,
Yeah,
it's not.
but not as deep. Probably north. Have they started growing their tomato plants already?
They're starting this week, I believe, with some of the, when we put up the little hoop, we're gonna start some plants earlier so that we can put in the little hoop. So there's extending our season at the front and also at the ending part. So they're gonna start some tomato plants, but they're also going to start the plants that are going in that smaller hoop, which are like peppers and some of the other stuff. Well, lettuces that can tolerate a colder environment. So that's Wayne's deal, Wayne Shannon, but that's what he tells me anyway. They've got the table set up, they're ready to go with grow lights, and then they're gonna start that product. And then once it gets safe enough that they can put it in that small hoop, and it'll stay without freezing, then yeah. Because that small hoop can generate quite a bit of energy. It's just a matter of heat in the building,
At night.
at night, yeah. So we may end up putting supplement heat in there, I don't know. We've done that in the past for, when we almost lost our tomato crop like 2 years ago because of cold frost later in the season, so anyway. Yeah. Lots of things to think about. So, we got most of our seeds ordered, we got most of our potatoes and all those things ordered. Now all we gotta do is recycle through and make sure that we can get it in the ground at the right time too. So.
Oh, it's just probably gonna be like the board here, Myron and I, yeah. Yep.
Derek, where are you originally from?
Originally from Montana.
Okay. What the heck brought you to Iowa?
It's closer to home. I did law school in Virginia,
Oh, okay.
and so, and Montana's cost of living is ridiculous. Everything in the West is ridiculous.
Really?
And I grew up in a small town and was looking at other rural states and,
Well, nice to have you in Benton County.
then, yeah, well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I think these guys enjoy me, so I'll take that.
So you married and have kids?
Yeah, we got one little one. She's gonna be 6 months this week, yeah. Wow. Yeah, she's a kick in the pants.
Yeah. Welcome to adulthood, or parenthood. Hold on, man, because it only gets better from here.
That's right, that's right.
And it's a girl.
A little girl, yeah.
Oh, boy. Wait till 12, 10, 12.
We've already been warning him about that.
Yeah.
Well, see, my wife already told me I'm gonna be the one that caves. And she.
You're the soft heart.
I guess so. And I was a teacher too, so, I had to lay down the law sometimes, but I don't know, it might be tough with her.
Mhm.
We'll find out.
So you got your law degree out in Virginia, you said?
Yes, sir.
That wasn't easy.
No, it just made me more bald. For the stress.
Yeah, I can understand
My
that.
wife says I've gotten grayer since I started this.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that.
I know.
Yeah.
Tracy died this year, so that's why you can't see.
Very, very style conscious, Tracy.
Derek, you like this Iowa State, or Iowa students doing research on the EMS.
Wait, really?
Correct. That's what I'm responding to.
Oh, like the Iowa State University or U of I?
University of Iowa.
Oh.
share
They'll-
with our
they'll-
policies and all that.
They'll dissect it and be like, you missed this, you missed that.
Well, I'll tell her we want to hear her feedback too.
Yeah. I thought we did a good job. We aligned with the statute as best as we could, but also fit
Did I send you a
into.
spreadsheet I just sent her?
Yeah. You
I
did.
went and revamped it.
Mhm. Tracy, I was thinking like, once we get started, before we open, I'll run through what's an acceptable bid before it opens up, so then it's everyone knows what we're
Okay.
looking for.
Shelby, you want to be in the hot seat and open them, or? you want me to?
I mean,
However.
it's been a long time coming.
I'll pass the reins over.
Okay.
Your auctioneer voice out.
Yeah.
As
I butcher all the names, too.
Yeah, list it, and then I'll just list them.
Okay.
And once we hit that 10:30 mark, I'll run through, like what we're kind of talking about.
That would be effective.
What's that? Yep.
Okay.
If I have it pulled up. We can put this blame on me for pinning the 10:30 time. Not predicting the future.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Well, if we weren't ahead of schedule on the budget, we'd probably be doing plenty of.
Right, that's true. Just filling in the space, filling in the void.
You're right. Yeah, normally we kind of are up to down,
I
right?
know. I wanted it done sooner than later this year.
Thank goodness. Well, yeah, because gosh knows what's going to have to happen.
I don't think I've ever seen you be this quiet, Craig.
You ever seen me this quiet?
I don't think I ever have.
I didn't know I could do live entertainment today. I didn't bring my red suit, so.
He's settling into retirement.
Yeah,
You know,
that's,
sing, but you'd probably prefer the quiet. Well, I can sing, but you know,
it's,
Yep, you're right.
How old is he?
4.
4? Oh, my! Yeah, he's gonna break up the meeting. If it's a little boring, he'll fly his plane. He'll be all right.
Okay, 10:30. Open the bids. I'll let you start.
Perfect. Thank you, Tracy. Of course, I'm not Ron. I'm just sitting in a spot, can see a little bit better. So I think we understand, the first time we've done sealed bids for selling county property, so this is new for all of us. And so before we open up the bids, I thought it'd be fair to kind of read out the terms and stuff to make sure that we open up. If there's one bid that doesn't meet the criteria, it's uniform for everyone and everyone knows the rules. Okay, so as long as you have your name, way we can contact you, selected one of the binding agreements with the Board of Health and sign at the end, that's what we need to see in entirety. Of course, put in a bid that's greater than $10,000. And of course, if you put in any language that says one bid $1 higher than the highest bid, that's thrown out. You need to have an actual number in place there. And the big thing is this property is being sold as is. It's being transferred as a quit claim, but as many of you know, we did a quiet title action with it, and we got it cleared, and you've probably seen the abstract, and then also there's been a survey done on that, and if you've been out there touring, there's survey stakes out there, so you kind of know what the line is. And so the county got that taken care of ahead of time, and the person whose name's on the sealed bid is the only person that can do the auction portion. So there's no proxies or no third party allowed. That's primarily to avoid confusion and having to redo this process if the proxy screws up and went over what they were allowed to do. And so we just it's just easier to have people here physically here. And then the winning bid must pay in full within 2 weeks of the supervisors accepting the bid. And non-payment occurs, the bidder is to be considered as having revoked their bid on the property for sale. And lastly, even at the end of it, the supervisors still reserve the right to reject any and all bids. Anybody have any questions for that before we start opening? Yes, sir.
I don't have a question on the process, but any zoning restrictions or?
I think it's set at, I guess I haven't really looked because it being county property, I think it's set as commercial, right?
It shows commercial.
Yeah.
It just
shows
says not for zoning purposes or something like that.
Yeah, and it's a good question. I have not, so like the best people obviously would be like Andrea and her and Matt to probably see what that would be. Because the way I understood it was commercial, so that's a good question. But to give you a firm, I would have to check with them anyway. All right? Okay. Anybody else? All right, Shelby, have fun.
Yeah. See how much of these I can shred.
And I don't have them listed in anymore.
No, that's fine. I wasn't going to. I apologize if I butcher anyone's names. Okay, we have Travis Thompson. Everything's filled out for $11,000. You want me to bring these to you for?
Yeah, sure, or Tracy, yeah, there's Travis here. Okay, perfect.
All right. Max, is Max here? No, okay. I don't know what the last name is. W-E something, someone will have to help me with that. And 14,000.
Okay, so Max is not present.
WeHage? Okay. I didn't want to.
Oh, yeah.
John Ketchen for 10,000.
Is John here? Oh, John.
Samuel
Rights.
Reichs, thank you. 12,500.
Okay.
Roger Utah. 11,100.
He's not present.
I did it. I was waiting for that. Chris Lacy.
Yep, here.
Here, and 10,000. And I cut it in half.
Oh, that happens.
It does. I was waiting for that.
Oh, here's a paper clip.
No, another one. Didn't work. Brennan Henningsen.
Here.
12,000. 2 for 2. Someone else can take over if they'd like.
You're doing great, Shelby.
Oh, this will work. All right, so this is not, Deborah McKibben wrote a letter of interest with submitting sealed bid for cash, but it's just a letter.
Didn't fill out the form.
Yeah.
So,
Unless there's,
That's-
this is, I don't
unless
know.
there's a form in there.
Let me look, this one. No, not from her.
Okay, so
13, but it was,
it just doesn't, because like we said, the
Yeah, it doesn't meet.
form, and so that's fair to everyone.
I can screw up easy rules and I got it right, so.
and then the last one is Randy Patton for 11,000.
And then here you go, Tracy, so I just wrote discard for her.
I'll keep them all when we go next one.
Is Randy present?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so out of the sealed bids, we get 2 not present that submitted successful bids, and so they have to be here physically for the auction portion to increase. We got 1 that did not fill out a form, so that was discarded, and everyone else is here present for the auction portion. And Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong, the highest bid so far is 14,000, which is Max, who is not present. And so the question for everyone, I'm assuming, is anybody like to go higher than $14,000, and we can start this process so we kind of know who we're looking at.
I'll go higher.
You go higher?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Brendan.
Yeah, I'll go higher.
Okay, and this is Chris.
Yep. I will too.
Okay, Randy.
Travis.
All right. And then Travis
And Randy.
and Randy. Yep, gotcha. Perfect.
I'd go higher.
John, okay, so everyone who is present will go higher. And so, Tracy, how would you like to go about this?
He was the first one that said he wanted to go higher, so the starting bid is 14,000, or the highest bid is right now, so you can start it off.
I guess bump it to 15 right away.
Okay?
Okay, we got 15. Anybody want to go higher than 15? This is open for everyone.
I'll go 16.
16 for Randy. Okay, 16, we got 16. Who wants to go higher than 16?
17.
17 for Chris, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We got 17 now. Anybody want to go higher than 17? 17.
18 for Randy.
18 for Randy. So we got 18 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher than 18? 18.
19.
For Randy. 19 for Chris. Okay, we got 19,000 for Chris.
20 for Randy.
20 for Randy. Okay, we got 20,000 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher than 20,000?
21.
21 for Chris. Oops, I can't write down my numerals, 21,000, okay. We got 21,000 for Chris. Anybody want to go higher than 21,000? I don't have a great auctioneer voice, I apologize.
Doing great.
All right.
22,000 for Randy.
22,000 for Randy. Okay, we got 22,000 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher than 22? 22?
23.
23 for Chris. 23 for Chris. Anybody want to go higher? 23.
24 for Randy.
24 for Randy. Be running out of space here. We got 24 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher?
25.
25 for Chris. Okay, we got 25 for Chris. Anybody want to go higher than 25?
26 for Randy.
26. Okay, we got 26 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher than 26? 26.
27.
27 for Chris. Okay, we got 27,000 for Chris. 28. 28,000 for Randy. Anybody want to go higher than 28,000? 28,000.
29.
29 for Chris. Make a little line here. Okay, 29,000. 30. For 30 for Randy. You want to go higher? 31. I'm assuming these are the only two bidding, am I correct? Before I could just go back and forth.
We're here for the entertainment now.
We're here for the
Curiosity.
All right, so we got 31 for Chris. You go higher than 31?
Yeah, I got to entertain him.
We got entertainment, so 32. All right.
Expensive entertainment, man.
Yeah, it is 32 for Randy. Do we got 33?
33.
33 for Chris. All right, 34?
34.
34. Okay, we got 34,000 for Randy. You want 35?
35, yeah.
All right, 35 for Chris. Okay, we got 35 for Chris. Anybody want to go higher than that?
Entertainment's over, need a new clown.
Oh, new clown. So we got 35,000 for Chris. 35,000 going once.
Just wait. Give them a couple minutes to think about it.
Okay,
Right.
all right,
Give everybody a minute or two.
perfect.
Professional auctioneer says we'll pause for,
Oh, pause, okay,
we'll pause for 5 minutes and give you,
10 seconds for station identification.
you might want to think about going to auctioneer school. You got some meat. You gotta have it, you gotta have the jingle there, buddy.
You know, I've been to too many. My grandpa.
You gotta have the guy that goes, Start yelling in your face.
I love that part. Scare the heck out of you, man. It's like,
Whole lifestyle?
No, just farm equipment. And sometimes just to go watch, so we just drive
Yeah,
6 hours just to go watch.
Very entertaining.
You can go one.
Yeah.
You can just go.
Gotta get that guy to
I didn't
go.
see it.
And what's even more intense is when you do a land auction. Oh, nowadays, it gets pretty intense. 'Cause you're talking millions of dollars. and
Oh,
so-
I'm sure. Give it one more minute, Tracy. Okay. The tension.
I know. I was looking at Randy.
Well, I was hoping you'd have a four-year-old bidder there, we could.
Keep his hands down.
Exactly. Don't think your nose red, man.
Go kart now.
Don't wave at any friends.
He probably will remember this, maybe, maybe not. Does he have any siblings?
Oh, yeah. 3 other ones.
All right, so it's 1 minute, so we have 35,000 for Chris. We have 35,000 going once.
Oh, we're going one more time.
Oh my, okay, here we go, so 36 for Randy. Keep it light.
Just when you thought it was over.
Found a new column.
All right, 36,000 for Randy.
37.
37.
I'm done.
This was the second
time.
Be
no third.
30, okay. 37,000 for Randy, or not Randy, wow.
I did that for the birds.
37,000 for Chris, going once, going twice, and I'd say he has the highest bid for Chris. And Chris, given that you're the highest bid, just because I want to make sure for
You get a sticker?
37,000. I mean, we could. Could I get his?
I'll give you all of them.
Oh, you give me all of them?
Sure, there you go.
Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, and of course, it was one of the ones
I'm
I
so
got. So Chris, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and, if you want to cross out that, and put in 37,000 and sign your name by it, then that way. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. And so, Chris, you can communicate with the auditor's office with that, and I'll try to get that deed written up.
Okay.
And of course, I will need Tracy or one of the gentlemen to sign it, and then communicate with the Board of Health, and I'll communicate with them that you won, and they'll probably have that contract and stuff ready for you.
Okay.
All right, and then, so the time is 2 weeks as soon as they pass this resolution, which I did not print out, but the resolution's essentially gonna put in his name, winning amount of the bid, and then where the proceeds from the money's going to, which, based on my understanding, was going to land acquisition or
Not-
capital
What's
projects.
the title of that? Okay.
I put capital projects
Yeah.
on
Which
the.
is the land acquisition.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, capital projects on that, and so that would be the resolution I'd be asking for the board to pass. I'll type in Chris's name and 37,000, and then I'll send it to Haley, and then we can get that signed and approved. So that would be the resolution for that.
That'll be next meeting.
You can, if you.
I'll
we can
fill
get
it in
typed up and
now.
Get it signed today.
Yeah, we'll get it signed and put in today.
Very good.
And then, of course, the proceeds would then go to the capital projects.
Then you guys officially approve minutes next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So you get a hold of me then once everything's ready, essentially?
I'm gonna try to get it done as soon as I can, because the only thing I gotta do is like fill in like a deed form, and it's just a simple, quick claim deed.
Okay.
So I just gotta find that form, which
Okay.
might actually be the toughest part.
Sure.
Because our state bar association has it. Did I say land
You
use?
said Board of Health.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
Land use.
land use.
My bad, land use.
Just making sure of that.
Yeah. So like they'll have that contract downstairs in the basement for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Probably not yet today, but.
No, I think theirs is just a fill-in kind of form, because like, it was just the terms that they have predetermined for that. So that's why we had those terms predetermined, because that's what they had available.
You could stop in there and check with them,
Okay, sure.
you know what I mean? They're in Benton,
Yep, Martintown, so, yeah, yeah.
in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice guy down there. What minimally look at?
Oh, really? Yeah.
This concludes our auction, folks.
Yeah, thank you for.
Now, this is where I don't tell everybody you paid way too much for that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Always the case, right? Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so,
And so like, if we pass, like, do you want the resolution printed first before approving it? Okay.
Well, I'll give you,
A little break of life for people. If not, send it to Haley, and Haley can send it over to the printer.
I can print it while you guys are doing yours.
Yes, because I apologize, I don't know why I'm struggling trying to find it.
And what do you need from me? Does anybody need anything from us right now?
No, I just got to, all right, folks, we still got a meeting to conclude and stuff, and so I can't.
I always say that way too.
And we can just, do you want just like a?
What's your name?
I'm sorry.
Wait, we did get out, we made some.
You got a younger sister?
And older, he's like, taller.
So they're all the same?
Yes, yep.
What's that? There's two. I kind of observed that.
That's okay.
We got a grandson, well, we got 3 kids that live here. There's 2 right now. 6, 4, and 2. When my wife takes care of 3 of them, and I'm on the shuttle. I say 8. Noon, I gotta take one to preschool, and then 3:45, or 45. They came my sister up from school. That's a lot of running around. It's good to meet you guys. You too.
Yeah, you too. Ready, buddy? Alrighty.
About those for a few years now. So, curious to get opportunity to meet.
I hear you.
Hey, it's worth a shot.
Well, you never know.
I wasn't so far off that it was embarrassing to show up.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, best of luck with it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for the entertainment, guys.
You gotta practice those auctioneering skills.
I guess so.
For the next one, we expect better.
All right.
Just kidding.
Nice job, Shelley.
Yeah, I'm joking. Thank you.
What was his last name, Chris?
Chris Lacy. You remember John Lacy? Was his dad?
Sounds familiar.
Went to school at the
John
Mary.
passed away probably 3, 4, maybe 6 years ago, I don't remember. I just know Chris from church.
Hey, so you sneak in, man. Pretty stealth-like.
He actually wanted to bid, but he didn't get his sheet in time.
That's the first time I've ever been through a sealed bid process like that. That's
Well,
We've done it for the Cedar Valley Ranch farmer and stuff too, like
okay.
that.
you know, and doing the research for it, it's just like, there was somebody else that did it like this style, and like a drainage ordeal. And that's why we had to have the rules that we kind of did, was
Oh,
because
sure.
of this certain situation, because they didn't do it correctly.
Okay, Myron, explain what you brought to us.
Secondary Roads has 2 semi-tractors. We bought and replaced the oldest one, I think it was, with a new one here a year ago. The other one that Secondary Roads has been using was a used tractor that we had purchased used. It is now 23 years old. It's got over 1 million miles on the chassis. It's used a fair amount. There are days when both semi-tractors are needed, there's other times when it's not. Doug and I sat down and we're talking about replacing that. A used tractor would probably work for our operation. The problem is, used market right now is disappearing as fast as it shows up, and from a budgeting standpoint and decision standpoint, as well as government discounts that go with brand new, we thought it made more sense to just go out and buy a new tractor to replace the used one that we have. And so Doug had reached out back last month, basically the exact same tractor that we had before. And Gator, Truck Center, and Truck Country provided us with a quote for a new semi-tractor. Gator was a Mack Granite, Truck Center is a Western Star, and Truck Country is the same Western Star. And Gator's semi-tractor would be $175,593. Truck Center's Western Star would be $160,603. It was about a $2,000 added expense. Gator added $6,000 in their bid that said that they would cover the headache. So you need to take that $6,000 off of Gator's bid price for $169,593. The other two did not include it in, they just knew that that was something that we were interested in and that they would give us a price for that at the time of, if we went with that. Based on the numbers, we bought a Western Star, I think it was from Truck Country last year, but I would here to recommend that the Western Star from Truck Center for $160,603 would work great in our operation. The current semi-tractor that we have has, as I said, has worked well, but now that we bought that new rock trailer that can carry a little bit heavier load, that old tractor, outside of also being older, just doesn't have the power to initially get that load up and running. It's really geared for highway use, not for heavy operations like ours. And the new truck would have that ratio on the truck. So we would have actually a little bit more power, better braking ability, and there's also a smaller air capacity on that old tractor that this new one would have more for to handle that air that's required to trip those gates on that new rock trailer. Both of them have the spacing on the truck that the cheater axle could be added if we ever needed to put it back on one of our semis to haul something heavier. The trailer that we bought is capable of hauling heavier stuff, but we could put a third axle on that tractor if we needed to for hauling heavier loads if we run into that. So really, this tractor is going to be the twin to the one we've got. It would just be a year newer model.
The one you got now, does it have a cheater on it now?
It does not.
It does not.
We had a cheater axle that we took off of an old Ford tractor.
Okay.
It's got age and everything out in use that it makes more sense to just go buy a new one if we were to put it on there. But when we were hauling, when the bridge crew was hauling that crane around, we needed that extra axle to legally haul that around.
Okay. And then, the truck that you got now that's got the 1,000,000 miles on it, does that have a cheater on it?
It does not.
Okay. Or your plans are to put a new cheater on one of these trucks to haul.
If we run into a situation where we would need an extra axle to legally haul things, we would propose putting a cheater axle on one of these two trucks.
Okay.
If it looked like we were gonna be doing it very heavily, we might look at putting it on both. But right now, the equipment that we're using on a regular basis would not need the cheater axle to legally move it around.
Okay.
Did they quote what it would be if you had one on it now?
We did not ask that question. It would not be hard for our staff, mechanical staff, to do that.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion for the middle one, the 106,603 from Truck Center, the Western Star. That'll be my motion.
When do you take delivery?
Around July.
I'll second.
Okay, call for a vote.
Bullseye.
Seaman, aye. There you go. So this will come out of this year's budget, you know?
Well, it's planned for next year's budget, so,
Okay.
but it depends on timing of everything, I guess. Right now, as far as I know, a few weeks ago when we checked, the two tandem trucks that we agreed to a year ago or so, the cabin chassis are in our possessions, but they go up to Henderson's in Manchester sometime in later March. If that would get delayed for any reason, we could shift money around, but I mean, current 26 budget funds have been assigned to a piece of equipment already. This would be for fiscal year 27, new expense for new equipment.
Okay, I understand. Okay, and we gotta finish up here before we
Yeah,
do
act
the
on
work
that
session
resolution.
or whatever. Is that printed out here?
Yeah, he just put it on your desk.
Oh, you did?
Yep, I just did
Didn't
it.
see you slipped that one by me.
See? Big enough to lie around. Stuff.
Okay, all right. Legal description.
And then you put the name and the amount.
Yep, and I put the name and the amount. And then I just kind of recapped all the terms and, well, not all the terms, but.
Okay. Do you want to make the resolution, or do you want me to make the resolution, Bruce?
I can do it, that's fine. I make a motion to approve resolution 26-8 for the approval to accept a winning sealed bid for the real estate sale of county property, animal shelter. The price for the winning bid was for $37,000. And that went to Chris Lacey.
Good. I will second that and call for a vote.
Bullseye.
Seaman, aye.
They have to actually put the dollar sign on there.
I did, okay.
Yeah, it's on.
It's like just throwing a blank number and no dollar sign.
No, it's on.
All right.
Trying to print something and it doesn't recognize me.
I had to log in, did you?
Well, it's asked me for a login. and
Yeah, just
obviously-
use your same login and password as you are to get on your computer, or your emails and stuff, the network.
Yeah. So
It
it's
works.
just, should be my email.
Oh, that's right. You got
That's what I had to do.
Yep, I did not do that. That's my mistake. There you go. All right. Continue on, Myron. Looks like you got the maintenance.
ITC Midwest,
Yep.
past power line projects they have done, other than the utility permit, which holds them responsible for any damage done to secondary roads while they're doing all of their work. This current project, ITC Midwest had drafted a road maintenance agreement, identifying roads that they intended on being on, acknowledging that if they caused damage, they would correct the damages, define what they were calling damages, and what type of equipment might be out there while they're on it. Was busy with a few things that their legal actually had gotten a hold of county attorney's office, and Derek has actually reviewed this maintenance agreement. Had a few legal terms he would prefer to have had changed if they did, and so the short of it is basically saying, ITC is going to fix anything that causes damage. If it becomes a huge bill, they're just spelling out the process that you go through if it was a big bill. I don't anticipate that to be the case. I don't anticipate a problem here. I anticipate that it's just been a lot of time that about 6 people have looked at it and made some adjustments to, but they would like to have in hand before they get going too much farther. Most of the work in Marshall, Tama, and Benton County is going to start in Benton County. They've already started a little bit in the south of Keystone area. Those that are familiar with the line that's in question, basically from just south of 74th to just north, or to just north 71st, is it? It's about a 3-mile north-south stretch between 13th and 14th Avenue is what they need to get done first, that they're working on. A few of the concrete bases have already been poured. They're starting to set the metal poles. They need to do then that 3-mile plus stretch west over the Tama County line, and then they're going to dip back down south of Keystone and work their way to Lynn County. Then they'll progress over to Tama and Marshall counties. But this road maintenance agreement addresses, like I said, the damages to any secondary roads. And so they had drafted the form up. The only thing I will tell you, Derek, that I made, and I wouldn't even say it's a change, it was I included the Benton County engineer's address and the auditor's address. They just had county clerk, county courthouse type of deal. I just typed out the entire address. Other than that, I made absolutely no changes to what Derek had reviewed and with their ITC Midwest legal staff.
Perfect. And I'm sure, obviously, they probably would prefer the right address and stuff to be in there anyway, and they were very great to work with, and they essentially were like, we want to be as helpful with you all and what terms work for you guys.
The roadways, I can say I was working with one of their subcontractors last week quite heavily. They were trying to get a large rough terrain crane down here to that point on the southwest corner, and they moved it early Saturday morning when the ground was still cold and frozen. I got them to take as much weight off of as much as I could, so that the crane wasn't as heavy as it needs to be to do the operational work. And I could not find any damage done on that road. I came to work yesterday morning along that route, but their agreement is drafted such that each individual supervisor would sign it. I would say that map, they've got maps that have highlighted those bridges that are actually have a weight limit on it. I know for the most part, once the heavy stuff, at least right now, is going to stay right on the ITC Midwest easement. But getting poles and getting manpower and equipment, there may be some, heavy traffic at times on a number of those gravel roads going to and from where they're working. I know right now they're stockpiling a lot of their poles in Keystone, and it's a short drive for there to run things, but as they continue farther east towards Lynn County, I'm sure that they will be delivering those products where they need it, and depending on how Mother Nature treats us here the next couple months will probably play a huge part of impacts. And certainly dirt roads are not going to be able to use during wet weather or extremely warm spring, but if they can get down a dirt road without any snow and it's frozen, the amount of damage they're going to create doing that is very minimal. I also wanted to make sure they weren't running any tracked equipment on any of the dirt or the rock roads, and I'm assured that all the tracked equipment they may have out there will get loaded and moved from point A to point B. I do. Okay.
I'll make a motion for the county to go into a contract with ITC about road bidding.
I'll second.
How much is that, what's that number? The cost of that? You don't know? It's just, oh, it's nothing?
Just an agreement that if they cause damage, they're gonna
Okay.
fix it.
I thought maybe they would have a dollar figure on that. Okay.
No.
There have been upfront dollar amounts, I think, done with some of the solar or wind projects. This particular project right now, I foresee everything just being legal loaded, weighted stuff, getting it to places on that easement, and those things that are overweight, at least with last week's experience, the subcontractors coming to my office and saying, here's where I want to go, here's what I've got for weight, what can we do? And we work together on coming up with a solution, and if that's how the rest of this project goes, I don't foresee a problem at all.
Yeah, it's just essentially like they're just want to make sure that if there's any damage that they do in fulfilling this utility contract, that it's going to make the county whole, the way I understand it, so.
All right, I'll call for a vote since I made a motion, you second it, so.
Bulls eye.
Seaman, aye.
And then I'll go ahead and, once you guys sign it, or everyone signs it, I can go and email it to their council.
I wasn't sure where things were going next, if I scan it and send it to Holly, or if you were gonna do that, or I know there's another public, or another person on their staff that initially reached out to me.
It's whatever you prefer, Myron, because I can go and do that just today, as soon as I get back up there. I'll take everything and scan it and send it off to her.
Does Ron need to stop in and sign all
Yes.
this?
You'll have to sign
Well,
it too.
if he wasn't here, he doesn't technically have to.
Oh, really?
No, and
You guys have a
there's a
quorum.
majority, yeah. Perfect, thank you.
We didn't put the dates in the contract, them are still open there, I see. Derek,
What's that?
the
First.
dates
first line of the agreement, date, I don't know if
We
that's
didn't have-
today's.
I didn't fill that out, understand, I just signed my name and dated it, and I'm sure Bruce did too.
I'll let their attorney do that.
Okay.
But yeah, if you wanna do it, Derek, I don't care. I
That's
can
fine.
say. I'll just put the rest tree here. I'll come grab
Alright.
it afterwards.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was curious about. I'll give the map, whoever wants the map, you want it back?
I can make new ones, I don't know if you wanna include that with that.
I can do that.
I think we reference, I think we or a reference was made to attachment A as a map, and
Because section 3 and 4, that's what I was curious about, that they put a driveway on the other side, west side of the road. I don't want to say anybody's name, the farmers or whatever, but yet on the east side, where they got to jog around that building site.
Perfect, thank you, Jamie.
You know what I mean? That's the way it was before. The High Line come in on the south side of that acreage. Then once it got around it, they made a square corner again, and then it went down the center of the section. And then I was curious that most of these driveways that they put in, that I've seen, they put it on one side of the section and not on both sides. You know what I mean? So to me, it looks like they gotta come in from the east side of the section and drive through the field all the way to the west side to get to that first pole that they're gonna do. Have you noticed that, Myron?
I haven't physically driven all of that. I know that they had provided Dan with where they wanted to put driveways. I know that we looked at that. There were some locations where they wanted the driveway didn't comply with their driveway policy, and they may have had to go out of their easement and talk with the adjoining, or the farmer on getting access and putting a driveway else. I know one of the representatives from the subcontractor I met with last week looked like on their laptop that they had some ideas going in their just scribbles that I've seen on that they may have talked with certain landowners and other things on how they're planning on getting to and from a few places. I'm also not convinced that they've put all the driveways in that they intended to yet, so they may
Okay.
still have more coming, I think.
Okay, because I was just curious about that, because like I said, that you got that acreage, they're gonna have to jog around it like they did, I'm guessing, before. You know what I mean? Or get a new easement to, you know, vary the line away from that building site, because, I mean, if they're gonna stick to what they got right now, they're gonna have, the cement trucks will be right next to the gravel road, but yet there's no driveway there. They're gonna have to bring it from the Watkins Road a mile back in there to get to the, not my concern, I guess. All right. And
2 weeks ago, I brought up that the city of Urbana has proposed putting a HMA overlay on 30th Avenue from Highway 150 south a half mile. They have, what, 4 streets, I think, the residential streets that go off of 30th Avenue to the east, that is all full of residential homes. The city of Urbana uses Hall & Hall Engineering as their city engineering firm. Had come up with a estimated cost of $363,000 to do that half mile of HMA paving. The city of Urbana asked if Benton County would be willing to participate in half or part of the cost of that project. I had mentioned that we have seal coated that in the past and requested and received reimbursement from the city of Urbana for half of that expense when we've done the seal coating. asked to table it for 2 weeks and put it back on for today. I know you, or Tracy, you did, and so I'm back here asking if the county wants to participate in this HMA overlay project and at what level.
I guess I was looking at what ballpark figure, Myron, does it cost to oil and chip it?
I was estimating $30,000 to put a single chip seal on it this upcoming construction season. Utilizing Benton County Secondary Road Forces. Assuming that the oil, the cutback that we use isn't much different in price than it was last year. Obviously the chips, or I shouldn't say obviously, but the price of limestone chips have gone up from last year to this year, but that is a small quantity of material that is used in that process.
Right, and then last year, you used that clean river rock some of the places, or whatever they call that.
Where it comes from, it's all a cleaner material,
Yeah.
but what we used last year was nice, white, clean, bright
I was
rock.
impressed, I'm impressed with it.
So it was a guy that used to work in the industry. It was placed on the, same rock was used north of Walford on the county line down there. And he looked at that, called me one day and asked where those chips came from, because he was pleasantly surprised and pleased with the way that looked. And he used to do a lot of seal coating in his younger years.
Well, I'll throw my 2 cents to this right now. We haven't talked at all about this. Ron has talked to me about it, but I can't really speak for him. I guess what I'm looking at, one of 2 things. One, I would say from the county perspective, I just as soon have it oiled and chipped again. That's my opinion. The only thing that I would be willing to do at this time right now, you said the project was $363,000?
That's what All in All gave them as a, and I'm assuming that's probably some design cost. It's just one number that was given to me, and I didn't ask for a separate
That's fine.
breakdown.
Me personally, I would not be afraid to offer them the 30,000, you know, for the
Seal coat?
seal coater, you know, to treat it again, or myself, I would think I would be willing to go up to 63,000 cash, and they do the asphalt. I look at it, that's 2 treatments of oil. They would pick up the balance in the 300,000.
So we can seal coat it at 30,000?
We could seal coat it for 30,000.
And that's it?
Yeah, then
If they
in
wanna
3
do it
years,
now,
5 years, whatever it starts
do it again?
getting bad, we'd have to do it again, you know,
Right.
it's gonna be continuous. But like I said, then my second offer would be that give them 63,000,
You do it.
yeah, you do it,
Yeah, I can live with that.
that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Now,
I can live with
the
that.
seal coating that we've done to date, we've billed them for half of the expense, and they
Understand that.
paid for half of it.
That was 15,000 we got back from them. I get it.
Just making sure.
Yep, no, I understood that, I did, but I mean, the total. I guess, you know, I don't know, I hate to do it, table and stuff, I hate it, but I mean, third guy's not here.
Well, I know that they're having a public hearing tomorrow night in Urbana on this capital project. And so,
I don't know.
timing coincidental outside of
Yeah.
any formal action taken today does precede that public hearing that they have scheduled for tomorrow evening.
Are you asked to go to that?
No, they have
You're not. Have they asked what we decide today?
Yes, and I told
Okay.
them I was gonna get back in contact with them today.
Okay, well, as of right now, that's kind of my feelings. Bruce,
Yep, no, I'm fine with that.
second that, or not second it, but I mean, agree to it, that this is our two proposals.
Yeah.
Either keep the oil going like it's been, or we be willing to participate only at 63,000, not at 50%.
Nope, I can relay it to Jennifer, I don't think, say I was not planning on going tomorrow night, and I'm not even sure exactly what time it is, but I've got some other commitments tomorrow anyway, but I don't think that there's a
Okay.
need, in that. I would say that if Ron's presence made a difference at a future meeting, that if you offered to increase that, I highly doubt that the city of Urbana is gonna turn you down.
Correct.
Nope, that works for me. So.
Okay. Okay, public comments. Nothing, Doug?
Nothing.
Good.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Long morning here. I have to hit the bathroom right shortly, so.
I think the rest, if you adjourn, then we're gonna be in exempt session,
Yep.
so
Okay,
we should be able to go to the
so
restroom.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Call for a vote.
Rules and I.
Seaman, aye. We are adjourned. Bathroom break.